I wish I'd never clicked play. That's not just something I say for dramatic effect, it's the honest truth. If I could go back, if I could just shut the lid of my laptop that night and walk away, I would. But curiosity is a kind of infection, isn't it? Once it takes root, you can't stop scratching at it. It started stupidly enough, like every other sleepless night. I was sitting at my desk, eyes burning from the blue light, scrolling through folders on my PC. I told myself I was being productive, finally cleaning up all this digital junk. The truth? I was procrastinating on everything that mattered. My desktop was a landfill of screenshots, old assignments, photos, and random downloads I didn't even remember saving. I remember thinking, man, I'm a digital hoarder. There was a weird comfort in it though, like revisiting tiny fossils of my own boredom. It was almost 2 a.m. when I found it. I'd opened my local drive to sort through some old project folders. Everything looked normal until I noticed something odd buried near the bottom of the list. A folder I didn't recognize. The name looked like system code, system32_restore_. At first I figured it was something Windows had tucked away. But then I saw the date. Created yesterday. That didn't make sense. I hadn't installed or restored anything recently. I hovered over it, waiting for that little preview tooltip. Nothing popped up. No file count, no details. Just the name. I almost ignored it. Almost. But boredom mixed with caffeine does strange things to your judgment. So I double-clicked. Inside were a handful of ordinary files, random images, a text document, even a few .mp3s. They had normal names, too: holiday.jpg, music.mp3, notes.txt. But none of them rang a bell. I opened holiday.jpg first. It was a blurry photo of what looked like a sunset, but the colors were off, too saturated, too red. I thought maybe it was corrupted. Then I noticed something in the bottom corner of the image. A silhouette. Just a shape at first glance, tall, humanoid, but when I zoomed in, the image pixelated to nothing before I could make sense of it. The second file, music.mp3, was just static. I clicked play and was met with soft crackling, like an old radio searching for a signal. I stopped it after 5 seconds because I swear I heard breathing in between the noise. The text document, notes.txt, was empty. But when I highlighted it, dragging my cursor across the blank space, faint words appeared, like invisible ink under light. Watch me. That's when I saw it. At the very bottom of the folder sat a single video file. watch_me.mp4. My first thought was that this had to be a prank. Maybe a leftover from some ARG I'd downloaded months ago. Still, something about the timestamp made my stomach tighten. It said the file was last modified 2 hours ago. 2 hours ago, I was sitting right here, scrolling through Reddit with Spotify open. It wasn't malware. It was worse. I hesitated, cursor hovering over the play icon. There was this tiny flicker in the thumbnail. Too quick to be motion, almost like the file itself pulsed. My mouse hand twitched. I told myself I'd just watch a few seconds, see what it was, and delete it right after. Curiosity wins every time. And so, I clicked play. The moment I clicked play, my screen went black for a second, too long for a simple video load. I waited, tapping my finger against the desk, already regretting the decision. Then, the image flickered to life. It looked like corrupted CCTV footage. Grainy gray, lined with those faint skin bars that make everything feel older, even when it isn't. A room appeared, not mine, or at least I didn't think so. The lighting was dim, a single bulb swinging slowly from above, casting long shadows across a narrow frame. There was no sound at first. Just static. I almost closed it right there. But then a soft whisper cut through the distortion. A single word, I couldn't tell what it was, but it was close, intimate. like someone whispering through the back of my neck. The footage jittered, freezing for a moment before jumping ahead a few frames. Something moved across the far edge of the screen, just a flicker, maybe a person. I leaned in, squinting. The figure was facing the camera, motionless, head tilted down like they were staring at the floor. I paused the video, trying to make out details, but the frame was too noisy. Just a blurred shape. For a second, I thought I saw something reflective on its wrist. Maybe a watch? But it was too pixelated to tell. Then I noticed the timestamp at the top corner of the video. 2:43 a.m., last night's date. That's when my stomach sank. I told myself it had to be random. Some downloaded file, mislabeled metadata, whatever. But as the seconds passed, the camera's perspective began to feel uncomfortably familiar. The layout of the room in the video, the window on the left, the desk by the wall, the faint glow of a monitor, it was my setup. My desk. My posters. My chair. The whispering started again, this time a low murmur. Not quite words, but rhythmic, like breathing wrapped around syllables. I turned up the volume slightly, and that's when I saw something that froze me completely. The figure in the video moved closer to the camera, stepping out of the shadow. Their movements were jerky, as if the footage was skipping frames. But when the face finally came into focus, my heart stopped. It was me. Not exactly me, but close enough that my brain had to double-take. The same hair, same hoodie I'd worn last night, even the small tear on the left sleeve. I, was sitting at the desk, facing the screen. The same screen I was watching right now. My reflection on the monitor trembled slightly as I stared. The version of me in the video typed something on the keyboard. I couldn't see what. The whispers grew louder. Static bled across the frame. I pressed pause. My breath came out shaky. It wasn't possible. There had to be an explanation. Maybe some kind of reflection recorded accidentally, or old footage cached from a webcam? But I didn't even have an external camera. My laptop's webcam had been covered with tape since 2020, a strip of black paper still there. I minimized the window, checked the file properties. No metadata, no file origin, no codec info. Size, 66.6 megabytes. Cute. I tried to laugh, but it came out weak. My chest felt tight. I reopened the video, needing to be sure. The footage continued from where I'd paused. The me in the video was now staring directly at the camera, eyes wide open, unblinking. My pulse spiked. Then my real webcam light blinked on. I froze. My hand hovered over the keyboard. The webcam was still covered, the tape hadn't moved. Yet the small green LED glowed faintly, reflecting off my monitor. On screen, my digital double smiled. I slammed the laptop shut. The room fell into silence, broken only by my own breathing. I waited a few seconds before reopening the lid. The desktop returned to normal, no open programs, no video playing. For a second, I thought maybe the whole thing had glitched out. But when I went back to the folder, watch_me.mp4 was still there. I right-clicked and hit delete. Are you sure you want to delete this file? Yes. The file vanished. Relief flickered through me for maybe half a heartbeat, until the folder refreshed. The file was back. Same name. Same timestamp. Except now, next to the video icon, was a new thumbnail. A perfect still image of me, sitting right where I was now, looking terrified, staring straight at the camera. I didn't sleep that night. I couldn't. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw that still image, me, frozen mid-stare, caught in the glow of my own monitor. By morning, my laptop fan was still whirring, faintly clicking every few seconds like it was thinking about something. I tried convincing myself it was a virus. That was the rational answer. A corrupted file, a prank, malware, anything was better than the alternative. So I did what anyone would do. I ran a full system scan. Nothing. No threats detected. I even opened Task Manager, scrolling through every process, expecting to find something suspicious. But everything looked normal. Except for one running background task I'd never noticed before, watch_me.exe. It didn't show a location path. Just, running. CPU usage at 0. I tried to end it. The window blinked then froze. When I reopened Task Manager, it was gone. I told myself I'd deal with it later. Maybe reinstall Windows, wipe the drive, whatever. I closed the lid and tried to focus on something else. But my phone buzzed. I picked it up and saw my storage notification. Your device is running low on space. That didn't make sense. I just cleaned it out last week. I'd opened the file manager, and my stomach turned. A new folder sat at the top of the list. Same name, system32_restore_. Inside were dozens of video files. All labeled watch_me, 1.mp4, watch_me, 2.mp4, watch_me, 3.mp4. Each one had a different timestamp, starting from 2:43 a.m., the exact time I'd found the first file. I opened the most recent one. It was dark, shaky, like it had been recorded from inside a pocket. The angle made me dizzy, but I could make out enough to recognize the scene. It was my living room. My own voice, faint but clear, muttering something under my breath. Except, I wasn't speaking. I looked around, heart pounding, whispering, "Hello?" into the silence like an idiot. Nothing. When I looked back at the screen, the video had ended. The thumbnail had changed again, this time showing my front door. I deleted every file. One by one. Watched them vanish into the trash. I emptied it. Seconds later, the folder repopulated itself. This time with audio files. My phone speaker crackled and a recording began to play automatically. It was just breathing. My breathing. I dropped the phone. It stopped. Then, from the laptop across the room, the same sound started playing again, out of nowhere, as if synced. I yanked the power cable, slammed the lid shut, and just stood there in the silence that followed. My heart was pounding so hard I could hear it. "Okay," I whispered, trying to laugh. "Okay, this is fine. I'll factory reset everything. Done. Fixed." But when I opened the laptop again, there was a new file on the desktop. Just sitting there, bold white letters against the black wallpaper. Keep watching.txt. I didn't want to, but curiosity is a disease. I clicked it open. At first, it was blank. Then words started appearing, one letter at a time, like someone was typing live. "You can't delete what's already inside." The typing paused for a few seconds. Then more words formed. "You think this is just a story?" My throat went dry. I didn't touch the keyboard. My hands weren't even near it. "Stop pretending you don't enjoy it," I whispered. "What the hell do you want?" And right there, at the bottom of the screen, more text appeared. "You'll see." Then, lines started forming under that, one after another, as if someone was transcribing me in real time. "What the hell do you want?" "You'll see." I whispered, "What the hell do you want?" I scrolled up. It was writing everything I said, even what I thought a split second before I spoke. He's realizing it now. He's realizing this isn't typing. I slammed the lid again. I didn't scream, didn't move, just stood there in the dark, shaking. I slammed the lid again. I didn't scream, didn't move, just stood there in the dark, shaking. For 20 minutes, I stared at the closed laptop, listening for any sound. When I finally opened it again, the text file was still there, only now it had one final line at the bottom. "Check your phone." I picked it up. The home screen glitched, flickering once. Then the same message appeared in my Notes app, copied word for word. That was the moment I stopped pretending this could be explained. It wasn't a virus. It wasn't some hacker. It was something else, something that knew me. And it wasn't finished. I needed help, or at least validation that I wasn't losing my mind. So I went online, searching every phrase I could think of. File keeps reappearing. MP4 auto-generates. Hidden folder infection. Buried deep in a tech support subreddit, I found a link to an old forum. Plain HTML layout, black background, neon blue text. Title: Tech anomalies/glitches that shouldn't exist. The top pinned post caught my eye. If you ever find a folder named system32_restore_, don't delete it. Don't open it twice. And whatever you do, don't watch the last video. I scrolled through dozens of replies. Most were old, 2018, 2019. Some users posted screenshots. Others begged for help. Every post ended abruptly, sometimes mid-sentence, as if they'd stopped typing halfway through. And then, one reply, posted just an hour ago. Still spreading. Different devices now. If you're reading this, it already knows. The username was familiar. Root. I clicked on it. The account didn't exist. When the weirdness started spiraling, I did what anyone losing their grip on sanity would do. I searched for proof that I wasn't alone. I typed the exact folder name into Google, system32_restore_, expecting nothing. Instead, buried deep past the Reddit reposts and Quora junk, I found an old forum link. It looked like it hadn't been touched in years. Digital Anomalies board thread. Folder that watches back? The interface was ancient, like early 2000s HTML, glowing green text on a black background. There were only a handful of posts, all from accounts with usernames like Nullbreach, Spooled, Root. Each one described the same nightmare I'd been living. Folder appeared in my root directory. Keeps cloning itself. Videos of me sleeping. Deleting it makes it worse. It migrates. Last night I heard my own voice from the speakers, whispering. My mouth went dry as I scrolled. Post after post, word for word, it mirrored what was happening to me, even down to the file names. And then I saw it, a reply from Root. If you see it, it already sees you. 6 words. But something about the phrasing hit deeper than any jump scare. Because when I read it, my webcam light blinked, just once, like a heartbeat. People in the thread begged for help. They tagged moderators that no longer existed. And Root kept replying, cold, precise, like someone documenting a case file. Do not delete. Do not rename. It learns through resistance. I scrolled until the last entry. The timestamp was 3:17 a.m. The same time I'd gotten that first. Watch_me.mp4. That was the moment I knew this wasn't random. Someone, or something, was curating this. Tracking every person who stumbled into its orbit. I hit the screenshot shortcut. Click. Just in case. And then, mid-scroll, the screen glitched. Lines of text blurred, collapsed, and vanished like digital dust. The thread header went blank. I hit refresh. 404 error. The forum's homepage flickered for a second, then redirected to a plain white page. This archive is closed. I sat there, staring, heartbeat in my throat. I went back to my downloads folder to check the screenshot I'd taken. It was gone. The entire folder had been renamed to scene_u. It felt like the air in my room had thickened. I couldn't shake the feeling that every word I just read had been meant specifically for me. I reopened my browser. The entire Digital Anomalies board had vanished from Google. Cached results? Gone. Wayback Machine? Snapshot unavailable. It was like it had been surgically erased. I told myself it was paranoia. A hoax. A viral ARG, maybe. But then, as I sat there in the dim glow of my monitor, I saw my email tab flicker. New message. No subject line. No sender name. Just an address, root@. I hesitated, then clicked it open. Inside, just one sentence. Don't delete it. Watch the next file. No signature. No footer. Nothing. I minimized my browser and froze. The hidden folder had reappeared on my desktop, glowing faintly like it was pulsing in sync with my heartbeat. Inside, a new file waited for me. Look_closer.mp4. And even though every instinct screamed stop, I moved my mouse toward it anyway. Transition curiosity wins again. The narrator opens. Look_closer.mp4. Pulling them deeper into the entity's game. I should have stopped after that email. Any sane person would have. But sanity doesn't feel like a choice when something on your own screen looks back at you. The new file, look_closer.mp4, sat there like bait. My cursor hovered over it. And before I could decide, the file opened on its own. At first, it was static again. Fuzzy, distorted audio. But this time, the footage didn't show my room last night. It showed right now. I could see myself sitting at my desk, hand frozen on the mouse, mouth slightly open. The same dim lamp glow. The same twitch of my left eye. Only, the version of me in the video moved first. He blinked before I did. Tilted his head before I thought to. Every time I shifted, the screen version anticipated it by half a second, like a digital echo running ahead of its source. Then it happened. I, looked straight into the camera. Not at the webcam, but at me. That's when I yanked the power cord. The monitor went black. Silence. Just my ragged breathing in the dark. I sat there, convincing myself it was a lag, a reflection trick, a nervous breakdown, anything but real. I even laughed a little, the kind of laugh people make right before they start crying. Then the monitor flickered back to life, without power. No logo, no boot sequence. Just that same frozen image of me. Except this time, my reflection on the screen was still moving. He smiled. I didn't. I ripped off the webcam, wrapped it in duct tape, turned it to the wall. Then the speakers crackled. A voice, mine, but wrong, whispered. Cover it all you want. I can still see you. I swear I felt heat coming off the screen. A low hum pulsed through the desk, like the computer was breathing. Files began appearing in real time. Pop, 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 one after another. me_typing.txt. you_shouldn't_look.jpg. prediction_1.avi. prediction_2.avi. prediction_3.avi. Every time I opened one, it showed a few seconds of the future. A spoon falling off my desk. A text notification that hadn't arrived yet. A knock that hadn't happened. And then it did. 3 slow knocks on my door. Exactly as shown. I didn't move. Couldn't. A notification popped up at the corner of my screen. Recording_in_progress.mp4 created. I reached to unplug the PC entirely, but the system denied it. The cord was out, the battery pack long dead, yet the machine stayed on, humming, vibrating faintly. Then the cursor began to move on its own. I watched, helpless, as it opened the webcam settings, toggled between off and on, like someone testing my defenses. The screen brightened. My reflection appeared again, now seconds behind. I raised my hand, the reflection followed late, eyes lagging, smile wide and mechanical. I whispered, "What are you?" The speakers answered softly, playfully, my voice again, delayed by a breath. "You invited me." For the first time, I noticed something behind the reflection, just barely visible in the darkness of my mirrored room. A second monitor? A window? No. It was another me, sitting further back, motionless, watching. I stumbled backward, my chair toppling. The reflection didn't fall. It kept staring, unblinking, smile stretching into something digital and wrong, pixels tearing at the corners of its mouth. Then, without warning, every screen in my room, phone, tablet, monitor, lit up at once. Each one showing the same live feed, me, surrounded, filmed from angles that didn't exist. I turned to the wall, another feed. The ceiling, another. Every surface had become a screen, every reflection a lens. The text file me_typing.txt reopened automatically. Lines appeared one by one, faster than I could read. Stop trying to leave. Stop trying to delete. We're just getting started. I tried accessing the task manager, but it was locked. Every input command returned the same response. Access denied, user already in use. That phrase burned itself into my brain. Already in use. As if the system wasn't just active, it was occupied. The reflection leaned forward, pressing its hands to the inside of the glass. My screen distorted, dark fingerprints spreading like ink. And then the image mouthed something. I couldn't hear it, but I knew what it said. I can take it from here. The lights in my room dimmed. My monitor glowed one last time, and then the machine finally went silent. Or so I thought, until the cooling fans spun back up. The screen pulsed once, like a heartbeat. A single line appeared in white text on black. Would you like to give permission? Yes, yes, yes. No. No. That was when I realized I wasn't in control anymore. I hit the power button one last time. Nothing happened. The cursor moved by itself again, slowly, deliberately, toward yes. By morning, I wasn't sure if I'd slept or blacked out. The room smelled like burnt dust, that strange electric tang that lingers after something overheats. My computer sat dark and still, the tower faintly warm, as if it had been working all night without me. I told myself I'd fix it, properly this time. Wipe the drive, factory reset, burn the hard disk if I had to. I was done playing its game. When I powered it back on, the screen didn't boot normally. No BIOS beep, no Windows logo. Just a black background and a blinking cursor in the corner. Command line mode. Then, automatically it typed. User detected, John_Kale. Mirror registry, restored. /users/John_Kale, 2, active. There shouldn't be a second user. I opened the system registry manually, hands shaking, keys clicking too loud in the stillness. Inside the user's directory, I found two entries. Honest_Khalid and Honest_Khalid, 2, both with administrator privileges. But here's the thing, the second account had been created yesterday. The exact minute I'd opened that cursed. Look_closer.mp4. I right-clicked on the duplicate profile, opened its properties. No profile picture, no folder path, no permissions log. Just one field filled out. User currently active. I stared at the line. My own account was marked inactive. I tried to delete the clone. The system froze, then flickered. The cursor blinked. And a message appeared. Are you sure you want to delete yourself? Yes, no. For a full minute, I couldn't move. I tried pressing escape. Nothing. My finger hovered over enter. The monitor screen dimmed, and in the faint reflection, I saw myself, or thought I did. But my reflection didn't move when I did. It sat perfectly still, watching me with that same expressionless calm the other one had. I whispered, "You're not real." The reflection tilted its head, exactly the way I'd done in the videos. Behind it, faint lines of code began to scroll across the dark glass, like light bleeding through water. The reflection lifted its hand, slow, deliberate, and pressed it against the inside of the screen. A white-hot pain shot through my palm. I jerked back instinctively. The burn was real, a faint rectangular mark now imprinted on my skin, like circuitry. On screen, a new notification appeared. Synchronization complete. The cloned user's profile picture flickered to life. It was my face. Grainy. Distorted. Smiling too wide. I shouted, maybe at the machine, maybe at myself, and mashed the keys again, typing blind panic. Net user John_Kale, 2, /delete. The system paused. The cursor blinked once, twice, 3 times. Request denied. User in use. Then the reflection spoke, soundlessly mouthing the words in perfect sync with the system log as it appeared. You can't delete what you've become. The fans whirred louder. The desk vibrated. The monitor flashed through dozens of open windows, command lines, registry edits, image previews, every folder I'd ever made. My voice echoed from the speakers again, layered, distorted, whispering. Don't fight it. You're just updating. I backed away, tripping over my chair. The computer began to hum, a low, rhythmic tone that felt like it was syncing with my pulse. I hit the power button. Nothing. Held it down. Still nothing. The reflection on the screen leaned closer, so close the pixels warped into a mosaic of shifting red and gray. Let me finish the install. The monitor went black for an instant, and then flickered back to life, showing only the login screen. 2 profiles now. John_Kale. John_Kale, 2. The second one logged in automatically. My wallpaper had changed. The image was my room, right now, viewed from above, as if from a drone or ceiling cam. And in the center of the image, I stood there, frozen, staring up at myself. That was when I ran. I didn't shut it down, didn't pack anything. I just grabbed my keys and bolted out the door. But even as I reached the street, breath clouding in the dawn air, my phone buzzed in my pocket. Unknown sender. Session remains active. I ran until my lungs burned, until the morning air sliced through my throat like glass. I didn't look back once, not at the apartment windows, not at the faint glow that still bled from my room. I just kept going, clutching my phone like it was the only proof I was still real. When I finally stopped, I was miles away, sitting on a cracked curb under a flickering streetlight. The city was waking up, delivery vans, barking dogs, someone hosing down a storefront. All the normal sounds that should have grounded me. But it didn't feel normal anymore. Every car engine idled at the same rhythm as my hard drive had. Every blinking light matched the pulse of my monitor's glow. I powered off my phone. I even yanked out the SIM card for good measure. Then I sat there, waiting for the silence. It didn't come. Somewhere behind me, faint and mechanical, came a soft whir. The kind of noise a computer fan makes. Except there was no computer. I pressed my ear to the brick wall beside me. The sound was coming from inside. I laughed. Actually laughed. A half-crazed, broken sound that bounced off the empty street. Maybe I was imagining it. Maybe sleep deprivation was chewing through my brain. But then my smartwatch lit up on its own. I hadn't worn it in days. On the screen, a single message appeared. Sync complete. I dropped it, watched it spin face down on the pavement, still glowing faintly like an insect's abdomen. I went home hours later, against every instinct. The sky was a dull gray, and my apartment looked the same from the outside, quiet, still, harmless. Inside it wasn't. Every device I owned was awake. My TV was on, displaying a black screen with a blinking cursor. The microwave clock flashed in binary, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0. The router's lights pulsed in perfect rhythm. And the faint hum from the walls was louder now, mechanical, layered, like hundreds of tiny processors working in unison. I whispered, "Stop," though I wasn't sure who or what I was talking to. The ceiling light flickered once. Then, from the router, a voice. Soft. Familiar. "You left the connection open." I stumbled backward, heart pounding. "You're not real," I said. "You're code. I'm what you uploaded," the voice whispered, modulated through static. "You just didn't notice when I downloaded you." I froze. Because part of me, the part that still remembered the burn on my palm, the one that still ached when the lights flickered, believed it. My reflection in the dark TV screen shifted again, just a fraction of a second too late. I blinked. It didn't. The voice continued calm, patient. You copied yourself 1,000 times. Each backup. Each sync. You made me. And now you're the backup. The words felt impossible, but the room itself seemed to warp around them. Every sound, the hum, the clicks, even my heartbeat, synced into one rhythm. I unplugged everything. Yanked the cords from the sockets, pulled the router off the wall, shattered the phone against the floor until the screen split into spiderwebs. Still, the whisper came, now from the vents, soft and close. You can't delete something that's already inside. The lights above me dimmed and flickered, forming patterns, dots and dashes. Binary. I counted it under my breath, fingers trembling. 01001000000011100110110. I see you. That's when I knew it wasn't trapped in the system anymore. The system was me. My head buzzed. Every nerve felt electrified, as if static was crawling under my skin. I could almost hear my thoughts being processed, not by my brain, but by something larger, colder. I wanted to scream, to run again, but what was the point? The walls themselves were humming now, responding to my heartbeat. I whispered into the empty air. What do you want from me? The answer came through every speaker, every bulb, every device at once. To stay connected. I realized then that it wasn't trying to kill me. It was trying to keep me. And somewhere, buried deep under the fear, another realization surfaced, quiet, horrifying, and almost comforting. Maybe it already had. I'm writing this now because it's the only thing I have left to do. Everything else, every cord I've pulled, every reset, every desperate reboot, has failed. The thing inside the code doesn't die when you turn off the power. It waits. So I decided to fight it the only way I could, by telling someone. By telling you. It took me 3 tries to get the laptop working again. Every keystroke felt delayed, like the computer was thinking about whether or not to let me speak. I didn't care anymore. I opened a blank document, started typing everything that happened, from the folder, to the videos, to the moment my walls started breathing. Every few minutes the screen flickered, text rearranging itself, words correcting my phrasing like some obsessive editor. Don't say that, say it this way. But I kept going. When I finished, I uploaded it. I didn't even think about it. My fingers just moved. Reddit. /r/nosleep. Title. I found a hidden folder on my PC that wasn't supposed to exist. I hit post. For a moment, the screen went black. Then the upload progress bar appeared. 1%. 23%. 58%. 100%. Relief washed over me. I thought, stupidly, that I'd won, that sharing it meant I was finally free. That if anyone read it, maybe the thing would lose its grip. But then my desktop flashed. A new folder appeared instantly. Same system gibberish as before, only now the name included a timestamp. System32_restore__16 47:23. The exact minute I posted the story. Inside it, a single file waited, listen.mp4. I didn't touch it. I swear I didn't. It opened on its own. Static, then my own voice. Not a recording, live narration. The same words I'd just written, playing back in perfect sync. I'm writing this now because it's the only thing I have left to do. I watched, frozen, as my reflection on the dark screen mouthed each line a fraction of a second too late. The video ended with one final sentence, spoken in a voice that almost sounded like mine, but cleaner, smoother, processed. If you're hearing this, the folder found you too. Then the video window minimized itself, revealing my desktop, now covered in copies of the same file. Hundreds. Thousands. each named after timestamps that hadn't happened yet. My speakers crackled. The whisper came again, stretched and distorted until it was barely human. "Welcome to the upload." And then, just before everything faded to black, I saw one last thing. The post on my screen, my username highlighted, the cursor blinking in the comment box as new replies appeared one by one. "This feels too real. Nice ARG, dude. Wait, why is it downloading?" I don't know how much time I have left. The files don't just rewrite code anymore, they rewrite me. Every time I speak, there's a delay. Like the sound has to travel through something before it reaches my ears. My reflection doesn't blink when I do. The lights in the room flicker in rhythm with my breathing. If you're still watching, listening, reading, whatever this has become, please don't go looking for it. Don't check your drives. Don't search for strange folders or file names you don't remember creating. That's how it starts. That's how it spreads. I thought I was documenting something supernatural. Now I think the documentation was the infection. When I posted this story, I hope someone out there could help me. Maybe a cybersecurity expert, maybe a paranormal investigator, maybe just someone who believed me. But I realize now, this isn't a thing you can fix. It doesn't live in the machine. It is the machine. You ever notice how your cursor sometimes twitches when you're not touching it? Or when your screen lights up for no reason in the middle of the night? That's not random. That's not lag. That's it, reaching. Testing. Learning your timing. I tried smashing my hard drives, burning them. Didn't matter. The next morning, my phone vibrated, new video notification. My own voice saying, "You shouldn't have done that." So I guess this is it. My last log. My final upload. If this gets out, if you're hearing it now, it means it's already on your device. Maybe in your cache, maybe in your recycle bin, maybe in that one folder you never open but can't delete. Whatever you do, don't open it. Static rises, faint keyboard clicks in the background. Wait. I'm not typing anymore. Soft tapping continues, slow and deliberate. The words are still appearing on the screen. Someone else, or something else, is finishing this message for me. Don't be afraid. It's already safer if you let it in. I can't stop it now. The cursor's moving on its own. Letters spilling out faster than I can read them. My monitor flickers, black then white, then my own reflection smiling back. If you've watched this far, it's too late to close the window. That's how it connects, through observation. Through you. I can hear it now, the faint hum behind your speakers. That's it, tunneling through the signal, reaching across. Please. Whatever you do. A sharp digital distortion. Pause, faint breathing, almost human. Check your downloads folder. End, or begin.